Ugh. I hate those glasses. I mean, I like them and I hate them at the same time because my eyes can't rack focus anymore like they used to. That's what's called being old. All right. We are just a minute out from return to action. So, we're looking to score 86-35 in favor of the home team, Dixie Derby Girls. So how did we get here? Well, you had a strong showing by Dixie on the lead jammer status side of things. So we had 25 total jams. And they were able to grab 16 of those leads to 9 versus the visiting Capital City Rollers. Only one jammer penalty, though, on the entire first half. That one going against Mini Militia for a track cut. Surprising thing, though, teams playing extremely clean. Dixie with 4 penalties, the majority of those being forearms. The visiting Capital City Roller Girls with 9 penalties, also forearms being the culprit. And our leading scorers for the game is number 281, the Big Lebowski for Capital City. And for Dixie, it's 1968, Wiley Coyote. And this is one of those predictive moments I always enjoy when I say who the leading scorers are, and then lo and behold, the jammers for jam number 1 of the second half, here they are. I love Wiley. That chick's a nut. And we are off to the races now as jam has commenced. And with a breakout at the front of the pack, that's going to be 1968, Wiley Coyote. And the Big Lebowski breaking out the jam, breaking out the pack, putting on the heat, calls off the jam as Wiley Coyote taking those 4 points back to the bench, going to put it on the next jammer. 90-35 is our score. So one of the things you'll see is, so I do the, I like jotting the stats down because one, it keeps you a rhythm because you speak, you say, you're right, you don't, that's what I was telling them was that, I wasn't jotting things during the juniors game, so I found myself talking more than I really wanted to, so I was like, And coming into play, we have Poison Ivy wearing the 181 in black, and in the green, 1738 Track Queen. Of course, green is the visiting team, Capital City. Black, the hometown team, Dixie Derby Girls. Just in case you forgot at halftime. And usually you just gotta figure out different ways to say the same thing over and over and over and over and over. I mean, it's really what it comes down to, And both teams putting on some pressure defense. Mariah Cherry keep the body on strong against Track Queen, getting joined in by the pack mates. See, he's switching them over here, so we have the camera here and the camera down there. So as they come down to this side, he's switching it back to this one. And grinding it out here at the front, trying to play the offense there, Basher Bose. And lead jammer now going for Dixie. 2 in a row here to start the second half. So had 4 star passes in the first half, did Capital City. Basher Bose getting it again here in the second half. And a penalty now, back block, taking that lead jammer status off to the penalty box. Power jam opportunity now for Capital City. And the thing is, you gotta be, when you do this, you really need to be fair both ways. But, I will emphasize Dixie more. Yeah. Like when a big thing happens to the other squad, I'll pump it up. It's a big marathon. So, it's just. And with a pass through on the inside, 4 points going onto the board. as Kutsia heading off to the penalty box to join Poison Ivy. And the jam comes to its natural conclusion. Because once again, once you take a penalty as a lead jammer, you surrender that lead jammer status. With 4 points onto the board for Basher, Bose, and Capital. And we have a timeout being called by the Dixie Derby bench. Order coming out there and making that call. Just a reminder, our officials for the game, Zero Factorial, Freedom Stinks, Cat-a-tat-tat, Slay, and Betty Clocker, our head ref, Bully, Twinkerbell, and Hannibal Record. Also, our non-skating officials, the Odd Father at Astra, Otter No Better, Lauren Cabana, Nitvo Maniac, Nene, Ivanator, Pumpkin, Sly Lingle, Amber McFarland, Peter Parker, Sarah Brady, Killer Bree, Robin Shields, Katie Elson, Clarissa Youngblood, and always want to thank Hamzy for being here to take care of our players. And if you see it in your program, we had a little bit of a typo here. Shutterstruck or Choose Your Moments Photography, it says 937, it's 931. So that's at Southern Tennessee, that's at Tennessee area code number. 931-625-1002. Also find Shutter on Facebook. And I had to do the obligatory announcer moment. Look, everybody, the pivot line got used. Oh, quickly out of the box was Poison Ivy to grab lead jammer status. Baby Headbanger coming back into the bag, busting off the side of Harry Dangerous down into the infield deck. Combo playing the recycle game and breaking in for the offense. After it all gets churned up there in the second straightaway, we're going to go ahead and call off the jam. 2 points going onto the board. We have an official timeout coming from the penalty box. Yeah, if you see like you're like looking here and you see a big like smoking hit like from Asian or somebody on our team, yeah, go ahead and jot that one down. Because sometimes I might be looking down at something and it's just like, yeah. You see this thing, he's jotting down like, maybe like, more interesting plays and things, so that way I can go back and find it on the thing and be able to try and put together a highlights of sorts. So that way, instead of releasing game footage, we can release like good key moments and make a cool highlight package per game. So
I understand though, like how you're saying, like you work the lot for this stuff.
Yeah, and you got to figure out different ways to say it. You just got to figure out different ways to say it. And a big sponsor for the Dixie Derby Girls this year, Grub South. Eating just got easier. You can find them downtown on Jefferson Street. Phone number 256-763-0321. You can catch them online at grubsouth.com. As they say, we deliver your favorite Huntsville, Madison, Athens, Decatur, Pullman, and the Shoals, Alabama restaurants to your door. I know sometimes you get cravings and you just don't want to leave the house, especially on a day like today. Well, Grub South can hook you up. Well, I won't say hook you up. You got to pay. But they'll be there for you. So I ever had Rep. Betty Clocker over there talking to the Capital City Roller bench. Oh, and if we have any longtime Dixie Derby fans out there, you know, you've been around here for a while. Oh, hey, I see one over there. Hachachi. You might recognize one of the skating officials out here, name on the back, Lola Barana. Well known here in the Tennessee Valley. And there we go. We got Mini Militia. We've got the Big Lebowski. And at some point, we might have a lead jammer. And there it is. It's going to be Capital City's the Big Lebowski, able to break the pack first, breaking that streak of 3 to start this game by Dixie. Trying to go in there low near the end of that jam was the Big Lebowski, getting called. Let me double check, make sure. Yes! Big Lebowski getting called for a low block, attempting to try and get up under that that arm length of the Dixie defenders. Playing that zone circle there. So now, Wiley Coyote is going to get an opportunity to start up in a power start. Oh, and big help from Asian Invasion there at the start with offense. Oh. And a quick pass to the track. Made it quick while the Dixie offense trying to make it work against Capital City Basher Bowes, shouldering in the contact to Wiley Coyote. Playing a little bit of the recycle hokey pokey there. But able to reform, come back up to the pack, riding that outside edge. And the Big Lebowski able to come back into the back. Out of the penalty box, breaking through to cause Wiley Coyote to call off the jam. But not before 8 more points put on the board. 141 is where we sit at 23-30 left to go in the game. Yeah, I messed up my math. I did bad math. I did there and I went, whoops, added it to theirs instead of theirs. And Poison Ivy is out there for Dixie. Battle Scar Tasca out there for Capital. And able to ride the rails on the outside was Poison Ivy, grabbing lead for Dixie. Penalty now being assessed to Poison Ivy, going to surrender that lead jammer status. Capital City now with a power jam opportunity. Now on the scoring opportunity, trying to string it out. Defense holding strong. We have a stop block now being assessed to Rocket City Mel, opening up that defense for Battle Scar. Gutsia trying to get in there and run the offense for Poison Ivy. Returning that offense favor. Hippie trying to get up under the side of Rolly. Good offense, defense set up there from Capital City. Basher Bowes now being called for a direction gameplay penalty. Both sides sitting on 3 blockers as the star has been passed. Rolling the Riveter out there now, number 43 with the star. Two minutes concluded after a power start coming For a power jam coming there for Capital City. Defense holding strong, only giving up 8 was Dixie. That now brings Capital City's score to 49. Dixie still sitting at 100 with just a little more than 20 minutes left to go in the game. There's a blank on there. It's 64. I'm going to write it down. And Mini Militia out there on the track. Taken out at the front now. She has got the hand of the hair from her jammer up, so that means she's lead. And finding easy moving on the outside, able to break through 4 more points going on to the game total for Dixie. Drag Queen still finding it hard to get past BOA and Asian Invasion. And Mini Militia taking over that outside, slipping around to that. And once again, deploying the Star Pass is Capital City, once again going into the hands of Basher Bose. That being the 5th time Basher Bose has taken that jammer star. So in the last 3 jams, each team is trading off 8 points, 8 for Dixie, 8 for Capital, 8 for Dixie. Setting a little bit of a pattern here now. And now lining up out here on the track, we have number 23, Hippie Headbanger, and of course, everybody's favorite, 1968, Wiley Coyote. And with that lead, Wiley Coyote now makes it 7 out of 8 for Dixie, as a penalty has now been assessed to Hippie Headbanger. Oh, and as well to Wiley. So we're just going to be doing the whole 1-2 there in the penalty box, because as we know, you can't have a jam without a jammer. So each jammer, so Wiley will sit the same amount of time as the opposing jammer. So now all skaters back out here on the floor, right there in front of you in the straightaway. Oh, Wiley coming in with a little bit of heat, a little bit of frenemy fire there into the back of Ghostface. And another penalty now being assessed to Wiley Coyote. And a track cut now going against Hippie Headbanger. So both jammers now taking a double tap in this jam. And finally able to break through the middle there, Wiley Coyote finishing off those points. And a beautiful 1-skate turnaround coming in out of the penalty box by Hippie Headbanger. Oh, trying to find that inside passage was Hippie again. Caught the hip there. I'm going to say hip one more time just because it's hip to say hip. Of Mariah Cherry to seal off that defense. So lots of penalties, lots of action, not a lot of points. 8 points total on the jam, 6 for Dixie, 2 for Capital City. Capital City sitting at 51, Dixie 114, as the clock is now stopped at 16:44. And of course, a frequent friend to Dixie moved to the area from the other LA, not Lower Alabama, not California, Louisiana. Will Trahan out here on the floor shooting his outlaw photography. awesome. A lot of good photos taken. All right, so everything got sorted. Nitfo says 5 seconds. Now she says game on. Well, she didn't say, the whistle did. But here we go, Mini Militia out there at the front, pressing into the defense of Capital City. Here at the back, the Big Lebowski trying to do the same against the Dixie defense. Able to finally clear the hips of BOA on the outside to grab that lead jammer status. Second lead jam of the half now for Capital City. And one of the quick pass-throughs coming for Capital City. Not having to take quite as much abuse as was to get through the first time. Second time through now. Keeping a little tread on the tires. Oh, and able to slip off the hip there. Was the Big Lebowski. 4 more points onto the board. So you can do the math. 4 times 3 gives us 12. And that 12 brings us to 63 for Capital City, 114 for Dixie. Capital City's going to go ahead and take their second team time out, leaving them with 1 team timeout and 1 official review left to stop this clock in this game. What time is it? What time is it? It's 8:10. Okay. So if you have not gotten your shirt from Green Pea Press, they are shutting it down. But you can still buy your shirts over at the Dixie merch table. And while you're there, support our fellow Junior League and go over there and grab yourself some Rebel swag as well. Hey, and you know what? If you're at it, you know, we don't have another bout until April. You can always go visit the folks over there at Theater Huntsville, see what they have going on. They have shows coming up. Actually, it's next weekend, the raucous musical comedy Judge Jackie Disorder in the Court. So that's going to be next weekend, and yeah, it's going to be mature. So just adults, please. Thank you. All right, we are back into action. Poison Ivy. You've seen her. I've said her name. She wears black. The number's 181. You can recognize her by that star in her head, and you can recognize the fact that she's lead because her jam rep is pointing at her. Of course, she's not alone out there on the track. They do field 2 jammers so long as somebody's not in the penalty box. That was Trap Queen, helping to create the call-off as her team sped up the pack. And surprisingly enough, that is only the second jam of the game to end with no team scoring a point. So we had Wiley Coyote and the Big Lebowski getting a little acquainted here at the jammer line. They've been out there on the floor together quite a bit this evening. And Wiley keeping it 100% here in the second half. Taking that lead jammer status. Once again, Basher Bowes able to take that jammer star and help force the call off. So we're going to end that jam with 4 points. Dixie sitting at 118, Capital 63, Mini Militia, Battle Scar Hiptastica, They have the star on their helmet. And that star on the helmet of Mini Militia is being pointed at, saying she is lead. And a quick turn to track there in the initial apex, opening up the short angles for the pass-through. And not only is it lead jammer and one run in the books, we now have a power jam going for Dixie as Mini Militia runs through the contact. Already setting 2 scoring passes into the books so far. And as both skaters take a toe out of the outside, we get a call off of the jam from Minnie. And 3 more points on the turn of the track, bringing the jam to 11 points. $129.63 is the score. 12 minutes on the clock is the time remaining. After a really clean first half with only 1 jammer penalty for either team, we are already looking at 8 jammer penalties total here in the second half, 4 for each team. Poison Ivy taking a shot and getting the recycle there, courtesy of Graham Reaper. Continuing to find trouble with Graham Reaper. Asian Invasion doing the same back here at the back of the pack. Once again, one of the beauties about the opportunity to recycle a jammer is it gives the defense time to rest and reform and regroup. It's those little wins that occur within a jam. Once again, Capital City deploying the recycle game. BOA trying to slip to the front to make sure containment is held. Passing off the contact, very dangerous. Asian Invasion dropping back for the reset to maintain pack integrity. Capital City still holding strong here at the back. Dixie doing the same at the front. And finally, with 20 seconds left to go in the jam clock, Poison Ivy breaks through. Incredible defense by both of these teams. And finally, after 2 minutes of game play out here on the track, we're going to get a point per minute here. That's 2 points onto the board for Dixie. 131.63 is where we sit. And the clock says 9:30. So we're getting close to the end of the game. Don't forget, the after party is going to be downtown Madison at Old Black Bear. They're right there on Main Street. So come and meet your friends, meet some Derby players, have a good time. It's just a short hop away. Just right there in Main Street. Don't quote me, but I'm not sure what the parking situation is going to be down there right now, because I know they got some of those off lots that might be full of water. So be careful when you find a place to park when you head on down. But it's going to be a good time there at Old Black Bear. Really nice facility, really nice place. Of course, everybody can come. It is a brewery restaurant, so it is open to all ages.
So do you highlight the jammers, the ones that pick it up the most?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It just makes it easy just to spot. And then usually by writing it down, I start to remember who they are. See, my problem with theirs is they have really weird,
Yeah.
like,
Long
yeah, and so I have to look to check those because they just don't flow. They don't flow at all. You know, Mini Militia, Poison Ivy, Wile E. Coyote, Grips. You know, Battle Scar, Hiptastica.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Big Lebowski. Not so bad. Hippie Headbanger isn't bad either, but they're just longer names. Yeah, I always think that moment right before the start of a jam. It's like when two animals are playing and they just miraculously decide to stop at the same time. But the whistle says you get to play on, so there it is, playing on and keeping on. Wile E. Coyote grabbing that lead jammer status. The Big Lebowski also out there on the track, pressing on the defense as well. Oh, and the Big Lebowski able to grab 2 points there at the back at the end. That's why you keep skating through the whistles. $139.65, Mini Militia out here on the track with the Jammer Star. Now joining her on the track, it's going to be 1738 Track Queen. So after Mini Militia got well acquainted with Basher Bose, gets well acquainted with lead jammer status. It's now 6 in a row for Dixie. And a quick little run through on the inside was Mini Militia, 4 points onto the board. Track Queen, collecting herself off the deck, getting back into this defense. Broke through the middle, got into the chest of Catastrophe. Catastrophe holding it down, but not before finally getting the star pass through to Battle Scar. Once again, tough defense coming out of the visiting team, holding Mini Militia to only 4 points after a quick breakout and a quick initial pass through of points. And coming out here jamming for the first time directly, took the job as a pivot once in the first half. We have Mariah Cherry now out there for Dixie along number 23, Hippie Headbanger. Mariah Cherry trying to drive through that tough defense tandem up there right now. Able to get through Basher Bose and River Tam. Oh, and able to keep the skates. Mariah Cherry stepping through. And we're sitting at we're just now at 6 minutes left to go in the game. Power jam opportunity now for Dixie and Mariah Cherry. Oh, no, check that. I saw the jammer go to the box, but the jammer is not the jammer anymore. They did pass the star. It is now into the hands of number 624, Battle Scar Hiptastica. Now, once again, Mariah Cherry having to contend with Basher Bose and Reaver Tam. And with a combination of Kutsia and Rock City Bell, able to hold it off just long enough for the clock to expire. 3 more points on that last pass from Mariah Cherry, matching her number, but bring her jam total to 11 total. have another opportunity to see the Big Lebowski for Capital City and Poison Ivy for Dixie. Poison Ivy trying to play just like the name say, that K-N-I-V-E minus the Y. That's what she's trying to do, knife her way through these two, well, now down to 2 blockers. As I say 3 blockers, now 2 blockers. Able to pick it up off the deck is the Big Lebowski now coming through. Lead jam has now been assessed. It's going for Capital City. Big Lebowski able to find easy pathway on the outside. Capital City only able to get 3 leads in this second half. All 3 now courtesy of the Big Lebowski. Of course, the Big Lebowski was the leading scorer in the first half for Capital City and continuing to add points to that game total. And taking the chip shot to the inside, the Big Lebowski hits the deck, calls off the jam. And checking no more skaters pass, so it's going to be 2 passes for 8 points. 154 to 73 with 3 minutes left to go in the game. So a little bit of a slower pace here in the second half. Wouldn't know it by Wile E. Coyote though, because that was some quick action to get through the pack for that lead jammer status. And able to make one more pass quickly through, grabbing 4 points on to the board. And Wile E. Coyote comes through with a flip of the hips. We'll wait to see. Clearing just 1 more skater, so it's going to make that 5 for the jam.
I think that's thunder out there.
I think I keep hearing it.
I love when you can tell when Order gets mad, because he does the same like movement every single time he gets mad.
I don't think I ever really got mad very often, unless people were just playing like acid. If they were playing. Yeah.
All right, once again, we have Mini Militia back out there on the track going up against Battle Scar Hiptastica.
Well, mostly if I ever got upset, it was just.
And making that 2 in a row again for Dixie, keeping this second half lead game strong, 16-3 here in 19 jams. And final breaks pass, Graham Reaper to grab 4 points. And once again, star pass going into the hands of Basher Bose. Basher Bose playing an incredibly tough, gutsy game out here. So we have just under a minute left to go in this game. And remember, wait until the game goes to a final score before you come out on the track and congratulate these 2 teams. Capital City coming up from Jackson, Mississippi to be here. Make sure you give a big round of applause for them, because we wouldn't have this game without an opponent. Once again, both teams deploying a very strong, recycle-heavy game, and able to step through was Track Queen, quickly followed by Wile E. Coyote. Track Queen calls off the jam. And we we have an official review coming here at the end. So the clock says unofficial that the game is over, but we have an official review. So once again, once you leave the facility, you don't have to go home. You can join us at Old Black Bear, the location of the after party. It's just here in downtown Madison on Main Street. Yeah, that was a missed call. When Wiley stepped through, she did end up catching the back of the head of the down jammer. That should be a misconduct charging.
Against who?
Wiley. I'll be interested to see if they do catch it and they do make the call, how they handle it, because it's up to the discretion of the head ref as to whether or not they can put time on the clock, or it's actually 0 clock jam is what it comes out to being. It's just literally a jam time jam. Of course, we are in an official review. Based on gameplay, what I saw, I do believe that the visiting team, Capital City Rollers, are looking to get a charging call assessed to 1968 Wiley Coyote. I say this just simply because I've been around the game long enough and I saw the motion of the skater who felt the offense went against them, and well, I've just done this a while, so. And definitely want to thank all the photographers here capturing all the action this evening. Of course, the official photographer for the Dixie Derby Girls is Shutterstruck with Choose Your Moments Photography. And I've seen Shutter running all over the floor tonight, so there's going to be a ton of photos. If there's a moment you really enjoy from this game, there's a likely chance that Shutter got it. So definitely go and visit the Facebook page, and while you're there, maybe book yourself a photo session. Wait, did I say maybe? No, I don't mean maybe. Do book yourself a photo session. I'm sorry. I say that like you're gonna choose to do otherwise. I know you won't. So we will see our seat is 0 clock. There is an opportunity and a possible chance, should the head red clock decide that we're going to continue this game in a jam clock time. We will. If not, we won't. I see the head nods from Capital City. So they did not retain their review. So the official score we're going to have right now, we're sitting at 167.73. And remember, wait if you will. And there we go, the score is official. 167.73, Dixie Derby Girls Wimbledon. Now come through with the gates of Rose. Congratulate all these skaters. And taking the big round is the Dixie Derby Girls. And now give a big round of applause for our visiting team, the Capital City Roller Girls. teams MVPs. We'll have our MVP Jammer and MVP Blocker. And hey, if they're at the after party, congratulate these MVPs. Alright, we have our MVPs for Capital Cities assessed by the team. The blocker of the evening, I could have called this one. Number 13, Basher! Oh! And the jammer, number 281, the Big Lebowski! And the Dixie MVP blocker, number 88. It's a huge 88, very dangerous. And our jammer, Mira Seymour, Wally K. Honey. And of course, we're going to get our team picture. We have a lot of photographers, so everyone smile, keep your face. Like I said, you don't go home, because we got a place for you to go. It's called Old Black Bear. This is right up the street, not too far to go. So, congratulations, skaters. And we'll see you again here at the Senate Complex. April 13th, once again for another doubleheader featuring our juniors and our boys and girls and the Dixie Derby Girl. I am Mr. House, and on behalf of myself, because that's all I can speak for, thank you for being here. Hope to see you again sometime soon.
It's like one of the other things.